Well, it's Friday afternoon and it might be lovely and cold in the garage, but outside we have the start of the bank holiday heatwave. So it's a perfect day to do a spot of car camping. And I do actually have something that hopefully will get to me on time before I leave. It's a new thing that's been sent to me, and it's going to make the world of difference on this car camp. And actually it is an absolutely blinding car camping upgrade. So yeah, hopefully that will get here in time and I can christen it today. But also, because we are dog sitting for our mother-in-law, Mrs. Hobbies is using my normal car camping bed tonight because she's having to sleep downstairs. So what I'm going to use is actually a camp bed that was sent to me by a company called Overmont absolutely ages ago. I'm going to have a little go now and see if this camping cot actually fits in my car. So I'm going to do that now and we're going to see if it works and if everything fits. Well, as you can see, it fits. Now it is larger, well wider than my other king camp bed, but there's still more than enough room. But there is clearly one big deficit with using this camp bed, and that is quite simply you lose all your under storage room. However, there does appear to be a good amount of room at the back and a huge amount of room at the front. So I think my stuff will still go under. But in those two places, I think this will be quite good for the night and possibly as a stand-in for the future if I want to mix things up bed-wise. This has worked a lot better than I thought it would do. There's so much room under the bed at the top end now. I can actually use my enormous plastic box, so I can actually take more than normal. I never thought this would work in the car, and that's why you've never seen it, because I've never tested it. But now I have. It actually, I am fascinated and can't wait to see how well I sleep on it tonight. And the plan tonight is to go to the lovely Kent coast. So where we're heading to today is the little village of Reculver. Now Reculver is somewhere that I've run through on quite a lot of car camps, but I've never actually car camped in Reculver itself. Now there is a car park in Reculver, but at £20 a night I don't really want to stay there. So I look slightly to the left of Reculver and there's a number of car parks in the little village. So yes, as you can tell, my rather awesome new car camping gadget is actually a fridge. Although it can freeze, so it's a car camping fridge or freezer, whichever you want it for. Now controversially, Mrs. Hobbies thinks this actually could be the best thing I've ever been given. And to an extent, I think she's largely right, because this is going to be rather cool, especially for this time of year. And when we go away to the New Forest next week, it's going to be super handy as well. So yeah, it'll be good to see how it fares, because this is its first night being tested obviously, and yeah, we'll see how it goes. It's funny, this is always the exciting bit of when you get to a destination for me. Basically it's somewhere that I've looked at extensively on Google Maps, and it feels like you know an area already. You've seen all the street views and the pictures, but yeah, we're only 2 minutes out now, so yeah, we'll soon see what it's like. And we are here. This is it. Looks like there's no one in there. Okay. Wow. got a lovely view out to sea. Oh, it's so tempting to stay there, but I am going to want to be in the corner really, because I think it will be less noticeable if I pull up over here.
Turn left. Proceed to the route.
And we are here, and you know what? I think it is flat, feels flat, certainly looks nice. And actually, I say, where over there's a really nice view out to the sea. And even though it's tempting to park up there, I think it's probably not flat over there. And it stands out more, whereas where I am in the corner, I'm a bit more hidden. But first things first, I do need to look and see what the charges are to park here. So we'll do that first. Well, despite what I've just said about being parked in the corner, I do think that space over there with that view over there is a little bit of a no-brainer really. So I think I'm gonna move myself over here, and then we'll go for a rather nice little walk down there. It's lovely, absolutely lovely. Although I think it makes a lot more sense to leave the car over here in the shade while we walk, given the fact I've got a whole load of power stations in the car, and they're going to get hot otherwise. So yeah, let's go explore. And I've just twigged, as it's actually 4:15 now, it means it is essentially a free park up. Well, I'll have to pay for a few hours in the morning because I'm going to go for a run as per normal and hopefully have a lay in. But otherwise, perfect. Well, I needn't have taken my little chair with me. Basically, the beach is perfectly fine to sit on, so at least it's not heavy. I don't have to lug it around too much. So the plan is we'll run to Reculver tomorrow, and tonight we'll just have a little walk and a mooch around Herne Bay. So I can't remember if I've said this in an actual video already, or if I've only said it on my community posts, but in July I've booked in for a half marathon, July the 7th I think it is. And actually what makes it even more awesome is that you can camp overnight. It's included in the price tag. So it's actually a run that I've looked at many times in the past, but for some reason or another I never did it. So I am well looking forward to doing that. Now, because of that, I'm upping my run training, but I have to be careful because I do have a dodgy knee. Once upon a time, I tore my meniscus, and as my running is starting to increase again, it is starting to cause me a little bit more problem than it used to. But I'm finding if I only run twice a week and basically nurse my knee in the gap, so I've got physio exercises I used to do from last time, I use Voltarol, I use good old Tiger Balm, and between all those things, that seems to be just enabling my knee to keep going. So all in all, it is actually really good. Because another thing I haven't mentioned as well, probably since my last car camp actually, I now take a little weight loss pill, because I've been trying for ages to lose weight, years actually, and I've been stuck at 15 stone for like 2 years essentially. So I want something called Allstat. Now I may do a video about that on my other channel just to explain what it is. But in brief, what Allstat basically is, it isn't like Monjuro of ones, those jabs you take. They suppress your appetite. And they're the ones that once you stop taking it, you put your weight back on again, is what they say in research. But what Allstat is, it basically, I suppose in simple terms, encourages you to be healthy. So to increase your exercise, to have a calorie controlled diet. Now I've got myself down to 1,575 calories at the minute. For me, it is working fantastically, and I'm losing a solid 3 pounds every week. So I've done 9 pounds in 3 weeks. And once I go below 15 stone, which I will do probably in the next couple of days, well, that'll be the first time I've been under 15 stone since 2024, and it will be absolutely monumental. But for me, I needed to go down this road because no matter how much I've tried to diet, how much I've tried to exercise, ever since I had a little bit of thyroid cancer, basically the weight just doesn't come off anymore. So I need a little chemical help, shall we say. That's why it's so important. I have to maintain my knee and I can't overdo it. So I'm hoping over the next month or so, I'll get myself up to 10 miles, and then a half marathon will be a really good target, and I'll be well happy with that. And the fact I get to combine it with a car camp, how good is that? Now it is 110% entering the season where me and Mrs. Hobbies finally use our paddleboard sets. So what Mrs. Hobbies actually wants to do is a paddleboard lesson first. So at this place in St Andrews Lakes, you can do a 2-hour lesson and then you can do free paddleboarding after that. So that is the plan, and I think the idea is once we've had a go on a lake and had a lesson and feel a bit more confident in general, then we can absolutely go to places like this, do a nice coastal seafront park up, and then just literally take the boards out onto the beach. Fun times are ahead. This is a little park I've never been to in Herne Bay before. It's only small, but you know how I like my green spaces. But I am going to have to turn around soon and start heading back because I've got a very slight twinge in my knee. I've done a good 3 miles already, or 3.5, 4 miles, so it's been a good little workout, but I do need to save some knee strength for the morning. So methinks we're going to head back to the car, make sure everything's okay there, and then maybe take the chair down onto the beach and just sit and watch the waves. That sounds rather inviting, doesn't it? Now I know as well that I'm massively overdue with doing my 10k Q&A giveaway video. That's one where I'm going to give away the Allpowers Volix 300, which is actually quite a decent power station actually, and I will do it, I promise, even though I've now near enough got, what, I think 10,400. There's just actually an awful lot of questions. I hadn't realised we've got so many. There's 38 questions in total, so I need to figure a way of doing the video so it's not stupidly long. But my next video will be our 3 nights in New Forest. That is going to be an absolutely fantastic break, and actually the fridge will be super handy for that. The fridge basically has its own separate power station that you put in and out, and you can connect a solar panel to it. I think only a 100-watt one, and I do have a 100-watt folding Allpowers one, so we should be able to keep it charged on the go, and it comes with a car charger as well. So all going well, we should be able to keep the fridge fully operational. It should have 39 hours worth of power, but I'm guessing that's 39 hours depends on what temperature you're at. That's the advantage of today. Today's basically the first test. How much do you use in 24 hours basically? So after the New Forest, the next video is definitely going to be testing my e-bike packing gear setup. So that's not an actual proper overnight jobby, that'll be a day camp essentially. And after that, the big next video has to be the paddleboarding one. It's going to be a really fun summer in terms of videos. There is a lot planned and it is all good fun. That ended up being a 10k walk. It's just unfortunate I've got a big hill to walk up to get to the car. And then I'm going to come back down again. Well, rather weirdly, I can't actually get into my car. Someone's parked so close to me that when I opened up my car doors, my wing mirror nearly hit their car, so I can't get in. It's a bit weird. They appear to be lying down in the front seat, not in a dogging type way. They weren't doing that, I don't think, but it's just a bit annoying really, because I can't get to the fridge and I can't do anything because it's on the wrong side of the car. So I'm hoping they go soon, because I'm a bit scuppered otherwise. Maybe if I just stare at the car long enough, they'll feel my vibes and move. Well, it only took 60 seconds and my cunning plan worked, because they've now gone. So I can get something out of my fridge and then head back down to the beach. Well, this has to be the best non-alcoholic cider ever. This is absolutely wonderful. I think I need to go back to the car and make some food. Otherwise it is going to be a really late night, because it's almost 8:30 already. You wouldn't believe it looking at the sky, would you? This is why it's so nice now this time of year. I've been saying it loads in every video, but it's so true. It just makes car camping and just general stuff so much more nicer, because it's just so much more time to enjoy and chill. And I love it. But food time. Well, I know this is controversial, but I think this bed is actually even better. It's got much better supports on it, and it actually feels like a bed. So I've put all the blackouts on, I've had a little lay down, the cameras are up, and now at 9:15, I suppose I better make some food. Not that I'm one to look for drama in my car camps. There's a couple of lads near that boy racer car, and they're acting a bit weird. They keep throwing things. So I'm going to have to keep an eye on these two. Don't know if they're drunk or on something or whatever. So I'll keep this camera open, I think, and just monitor what they're up to. Well, rather unfortunately, I've just realised I left my bread on the side at home, which is a bit unfortunate because I was going to have egg, turkey bacon and mushroom sandwiches for breakfast after my run. But at least I've got the egg, the turkey bacon and the mushroom, so it will be a sandwich-less sandwich, shall we say. Also forgot my strawberries and my dry Rivitas. Well, at 80 degrees Fahrenheit, it is safe to say the car feels quite toasty tonight. But I'm guessing that's because I've got a rice cooker on and I've got the pan that's billowing out steam, and that is just going to add to the nice roastiness, toastiness of the car. And yeah, this is way too much food. I shouldn't have cooked the rice really. I should have just had the veg and the turkey. So that's all we've got is a bit of veg, turkey and rice. Nothing particularly exciting today, just something nice and healthy. Now, a lot of you say whenever I cook my meals that my portions are huge. Well, actually, calorie-wise, amazingly, this meal is only 500 calories, which is about what I try to have in the evenings now, between like 500 and 600. Well, it's super hot, it's super late, there's super loads of food here, but you know what? It's lovely. Stuffed crust pizza. Right, I need to move all this around, pack it away and have an initial lie down. And then, once I've had a little chill, I need to arrange this corner of the car, because where the fridge is sitting is basically where I put my little porta potty in the evening. So we just need to have a little shuffle around. But yeah, should be fine. Well, you might have noticed that I didn't actually move my car in the end, mainly because I thought that actually being here in the corner is, for want of a better word, a lot more stealthier, because you've got all the trees around you. I've got quite a dark car, it's blacked out, and it will just disappear into the shadows. Well, we've been laying here now for a good 45 minutes, dozing in and out of consciousness, but as it is now 11:30, that means it is my bedtime. What I need to do now is get the box out, get my CPAP out, move the fridge and all that stuff, get my little nighttime facilities ready, and I think we will sleep. Now, normally I have earplugs in when I go to sleep, but I think here I will keep my earplug less, mainly because so I can hear better, because I am in more of a public-y type car park tonight. The last few ones I've done have been quite well, not this type of park up, so this is more of a what I would call a proper park up. So yeah, I'll keep my ears open. All right, let's get ready. Well, good morning. And last night I had a relatively okay night's sleep. My knee kept me up quite a bit, to be honest. I couldn't quite find the right position to put it in, and it kept twinging, and that twinge woke me up. But the park up itself was super quiet. The only noise I heard all night was my fan, basically, because it was on full blast because it was so warm in here. So I did end up putting my earplugs in the end. Problem is, I always sleep with my earplugs in, so it's a bit weird for me to not have them in, if you know what I mean. But otherwise, this morning it is 9 o'clock, and what I want to do now is have a cup of tea, get dressed and scoot out, because it is really hot in here again. It is 78 degrees Fahrenheit already, and it's only 9 o'clock. So yeah, we need to get on and get out. Well, it is total luxury to have cold kefir when it is 78 degrees inside the car, and even having cold milk. Although, to be fair, the milk doesn't have to be cold because it's UHT, but you know, it just feels nice, doesn't it? So this car camp has been all about testing things and testing setups and seeing how things work. The bed has absolutely passed the test. I am going to get a larger piece of foam to fit the width of the bed so we have even more room to move around in. And I think I'm beginning to master the underbed storage. Some dude's parked next to me having a fag. So I'm going to have to watch how loud I talk now. So the fridge is down to 56% power, and actually I think that's round about bang on, is it? So it's supposed to be 39 hours that it can work for. So it's been on for 19 hours. So that's about, yeah, that is 50%. So it's done bang on. I think the point of this car camp really is that everything I wanted to test has actually tested out really well, and we're going to make this work even better than what it currently is. But I am very happy with this setup. But now I need my caffeine. Why do we drink hot tea when it's really hot? Is it one of the joys of being British? Although I am hoping he doesn't carry on sitting there for too long, because I need to get out for my run now, and it's going to be a bit weird when I just pop out from the side of my car. The cost to park here for the whole day is only £1.60 from 10 AM to 4 PM. I didn't realise that when I read it yesterday. I thought it was saying £1.60 per hour. It's not. So this whole car camp for 24 hours will cost me £1.60. It's a nice location, it's quiet. You've got nice beachfront running, you've got Herne Bay in walkable, you've got Reculver, a little walk around walkable. So it is a really nice park up. So yeah, I can definitely come back here. Well, that's me dressed and lotioned and ready to go. So let's go enjoy the summer sun. Well, I'm not normally a fan of running on a pebbly beach, but that one actually wasn't too bad. But that was Reculver, and that was 1.5 miles from where we are. So we're going to carry on running a mile or so down here. We won't get as far as Minnis Bay. I think that's actually 3 miles from here, so that's a bit too far. But yeah. I'm going to stop now at the 4 mile mark because that will mean overall it'll be an 8 mile run. So that's still the longest run that I've done in years. Although the runner in me wants to do the extra mile to Minnis Bay to be my first double figure run. But I do need to be a sensible runner, and I can feel my knee twinging a little bit, and I don't want to try my luck. Even though this is a lovely flat route and probably the best opportunity to do a double figure run, I'm going to be sensible. I'm going to turn around, head back, and then have some breakfast. So I'll see you back at the car. I wouldn't normally eat a breakfast as big as this so soon after finishing a run. Normally that's the advantage of running, you don't really feel that hungry. But as I've got it with me, I might as well use it before we scoot back. I won't have a cup of tea though. It's definitely, well, I'm definitely too hot for tea now. Well, I'm fed, I'm watered, and to be honest, I think I'm good enough to go home now. It's been another lovely car camp and another awesome park up. And yeah, despite the heat wave, I think we managed quite well. My good old Hong Kong fan coming to the rescue once again. But it is actually 31 degrees in here at the minute. It doesn't feel too bad actually if I've got all the windows open, because it doesn't matter so much during the day. But otherwise, I need to go home, unpack the car and get ready for some vodka drinking tonight. So next time I see you will be our 3 days in the New Forest. Yeah, so until next time, take care.